What up? It's your boy Tale YBT all day. I know it's probably pretty loud, but I want to holler at y'all. Man, lately as I kind of enter into this February from January, I've been thinking about like how January went and like in keeping track of this consistency thing and giving myself accountability mentors and all that stuff. What I noticed is I have a lot of gaps in what I do, and I don't finish a lot of the things that I say that I was going to finish. And so what I'm learning about myself is that I'm trying to cash checks with my mouth. I'm writing checks with my mouth that I can't cash. And so some of the things that I had started to improve on is like what I put on my schedule. The other day ago, a member of my company had reached out to me because they hadn't seen me in a while. And so what they were saying was, man, you know, we really need your help. We gotta like, I know you're a good dude. I know you have great advice. You know, and I know you haven't been here in a while, but since I saw you, I'm thinking like, man, this is exactly what I've been needing. So he reached out and asked me like, could I help a few people get to another level with some advice? And see, for me, I don't have a problem with giving no advice. I think the challenge was how it was going to happen. And what he wanted was me to go behind his leader's back, like he was trying to do, and kind of validate, you know, their actions by helping them succeed behind the leader's back. And I'm just not like that. And so I tried to explain to him, like, no, I can't do it. I can't put that on my schedule. I can't create a Zoom to help somebody do that, because even if you're successful, in the long run, you're not going to be successful. And I tried to explain that, which I know a little bit of it hit, but most of it didn't. But in the past Drew wouldn't have been thinking about the other leader, would have just been thinking about, oh, how can I help him? How can I help him? How can I help him? And I would have put it on my calendar, and I would have ran the appointment, and I would have had a bunch of other problems coming. So what I'm learning is the power of saying no. And sometimes no hurts, but there's a tact to it. There's an explanation to it, to where you can say no without saying no. You can try to figure out what's the reward for the other person by you saying no. And instead of thinking like, I need to protect my time, I need to be thinking about like, how could I reward them by me not doing it? And so for that individual, what I decided to do was tell him that we need to protect his future. Because even though in the short run, things are going to go really well, in the long run, it's going to be horrible for him. Because what happens in the long run when his people doesn't take his leadership and now wants to go behind his back, and he has no authority to tell them otherwise, because that's exactly what he did. And so that's what I explained to him, so that he can understand like, okay, this is not the way to go. It just ain't the way to go. And so sometimes you gotta say no. That's what I'm learning, man. I'm learning that on my schedule. I gotta say no sometimes to myself. I gotta say no sometimes to my girl. I gotta say no sometimes to the kids. I gotta say no sometimes to business. I gotta say no, because I just don't have that much time to do it. And it's crazy, because I thought that, you know, really wealthy people don't have time. No, man, when you're on the grind, you ain't got that kind of time. And right now I'm on the grind, and I don't got that kind of time. But I am excited about what's happening and how things are operating. I'm getting a little bit more clarity on the day-to-day. I made a lot of mistakes in January, not purposeful mistakes, but just mistakes, man. And now I'm starting to understand, like, okay, I need to be able to make sure those gaps and those mistakes are covered up, so I can make new mistakes in February. And so I'm going to be doing that. That's what I'm going to be doing. So if you're on your journey right now, man, kudos to you for being on the journey, first of all, because most people want to try to be successful before they actually fail. And I had heard from Alex Hermosi on a video, which I thought was a great video. It was talking about confidence and some advice that he would give his younger self about confidence. And he was just talking about like most failures fail because they're not willing to fail. You say most people fail because they're not willing to fail, and that's been my thing where I wanted to actually like not fail, be successful before I fail, but I gotta now embrace failure to the point of, like Robert Kiyosaki said in Rich Dad Poor Dad, you gotta double the failure rate. You gotta double the failure rate in order to succeed. The faster you can fail, the faster you can succeed. And that's completely against the conventional thought process, which is you don't fail. You have to make sure that you know the answer before you answer, you know? And so, man, this is like completely brain change. But I'm embracing the journey. It's not that it's hard, it's different. It's so different. It's very different. It makes it very interesting, but I just gotta continue to do what I gotta do to get to where I gotta go, and make sure my family understands where I'm at. Is gonna be taking them to a different place, so the next generation can be able to start where I stopped and go from there, and hopefully not backtrack. Yep. But anyway, want to holler at y'all. It's your boy Tali, YBT, all day. I got this cool background music that I didn't know was gonna happen, but hey, why not? Peace.